Welcome to Soccer as We Like It, the Man United direction. And today we are talking about the match after the Southampton game, the post-match. And we're going to briefly talk about the preview of the Brighton game. Today I'm joined with Devin from Manchester United supporters, Miami, right? Am I right?
Tampa.
Tampa.
No
And
worries, no worries.
How are you today, brother? How's
Not
yourself?
bad,
How you been?
not
You
bad.
good?
How are you?
No, it could be better. It could be better. But
Completely
unfortunately,
agree.
you know where we are with this club.
Thank you for having me on again as
Thank
well.
you, brother. So 1-1 against Southampton, scored in the first half. Take me through how you saw that game.
So I saw the goal go in. It was bittersweet because I saw what we had a tendency of doing, where was we got a goal off, and then there was a couple of goals that get disallowed,
Right.
and then you can see the morale slowly going away, and then you just fear that if you don't get that next goal or something, that they're overdue to absolutely run right on us in the second half. And unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. And they got the equalizer, and it just seemed like the players just gave up, that they just settled for that they didn't have the mental strength or whatever to go out there and get the winner. So I was actually very, very frightened for that. And they usually say 2-0 leads are the worst to have. Right now, it feels with Man United 1-0 is the worst to have. I do not feel comfortable until we're up by at least 3 goals now.
So after scoring first, conceded, thanks against Burnley, who are bottom of the table a week before. So is it United are not scoring enough, or they can't defend? Which do you think is the problem? Not defending enough, not defending well to concede, or not scoring enough to go further ahead?
So I think it's a combination of both. I honestly have to say I think it's a combination of both, because I mean we've seen some dodgy defending from our captain, to say the least. The latest trend now is that he defends no look defending, you have no look pass, no look shooting, and they have the no look defending. And it's also when I don't think we're getting the proper service to our forward line, and I still think there's some lack of chemistry up there with the line, where it's sometimes like it seems like they're very selfish, or they're afraid to take a shot, because it seems like some of the younger players are afraid of not passing the ball to Ronaldo. And if they miss it, they're not going to hear the end of it, whether it's from the team or on social media or something like that. I also think that Ronaldo has not been up to his best as we remember.
Right.
But at the same time, he's 37 right now, so it's to be understood. And that was also why I wanted him to be dropped recently, just to and also rotate the side to give us a different look. Which I know we did that versus Burnley, if I'm correct. Then coming back in now, I was like, okay, you get your rest. Let's see what happens now. And it was a little bit of the same. So it's, I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but I am not looking forward to tomorrow's match. Wow. I will still watch it, still support my team no matter what.
Right.
But it seems that these teams now are coming in, and it's like, I don't know if it's payback for all the years of success that we had before.
You're telling me, mate.
But these teams now, they're coming in. Especially even at Old Trafford,
which is supposed to be
it's supposed to be a fortress right now, and the teams are coming in like, yeah, boy, they look real weak right now. This is our chance to get on the score sheet.
That's what I'm saying.
And these players know they're going to get a much larger audience watching than they normally would get. So of course they come and they're going to bring it all.
Yes.
And it's something that, to me, it just seems that United players have not caught a hold of that yet, because they're just used to that audience all the time.
The lockdown, empty stadium nonsense. Remember there was a time Ole kept saying he wishes they had the fans behind them. I said, right, you better be careful what you wish for, mate. When the fans came back this season, 77,000 every weekend, that became worse than empty stadiums, mate, because there's more pressure, because it's like they are watching you. Any wrong move, you saw that United fans are passionate, but when you start messing around, they start leaving home, they start going early. That's not a good sign.
It was actually, I'm trying to remember, there was a manager who spoke about that, because he asked, like, did you prefer playing in empty stadiums or in the crowd? And he said it depends on the player, because each player reacts differently. Some feed off the crowd, some like just playing in the empty stadium for whatever reason.
Less
So
pressure. Because
it
look like you're
was
in a
it
training
was
session.
it was interesting to hear that standpoint. And some people actually played better when they had the crowd behind them stepping up to the game.
Right. So United in fifth position, behind West Ham, 2 games behind Arsenal with 1 point ahead. Brighton tomorrow. So with the Southampton game, you saw that. You saw. Okay. My question is Lindelof injured?
I don't think so. I don't think for tomorrow. I think
So
he's available
don't
for
get
tomorrow.
why this guy's playing Maguire, because I see him as the weakest link. I'm beginning to think in his contract it's much stipulated whereby if he's fit, he cannot be dropped. I'm beginning to think that's the case, mate. I'm serious.
Yeah,
Because this guy's
I was
awful.
actually going to say that I want Varane and Lindelof tomorrow. So I was already thinking that, and Tellus will be back as well. But also I know he had his bout with COVID, so I don't know how much it actually affected him fitness wise or anything like that. So it'd be nice to see him get a look tomorrow. But for those center two, it's got to be Varane and Lindelof tomorrow. It has to be.
That's what we fans will perceive. This is what we fans will think. This is what we fans would love to see. But from United's history, going back to Ole days, it's like this guy's undroppable. The only time is dropped is if he's injured or suspended. He's off form. I'm sorry. You saw the way this guy got turned inside out.
Agreed. It's shocking to say the least. And this is the world's most expensive defender as well.
I'm sorry, bro. Oh no, mate. He is the weakest link there. You know, I will take Phil Jones. I will put Phil Jones there over
his appearance that he had this season. He was phenomenal. I remember his one appearance, and we said, "All right, let's see what happens." And he came out and he played fantastic. So, and haven't seen anything since.
There you go.
And that's another thing as well that I think is a little bit demoralizing to players, where you could be going in and you could be performing well in training. You're looking good. You're training hard. You're giving your all. You're outperforming the one who's in the starting 11.
Exactly.
And then the match day comes out and you're not in that 11. Can you imagine how that feels?
I could remember what Van der Beek was going for, mate.
Exactly. And then he finally it felt like he looked like he got the shackles released from him and went on to be Everton's man of the match. So that tells you something right there too.
So what is it that Lampard saw that we could not see? Is that my point? What is it Lampard saw? And you heard what that foolish Gerrard did, because he has his Liverpool issues with what's our defender?
Tuanzebe.
How dare you? I couldn't comprehend. Is this guy well? I mean, really?
Yeah.
He has nothing to do with it. That was not even in his time. Why would you frustrate him out because he's an ex-Man as a player? Now that's a guy who's got issues, mate. Psychological issues. I'm sorry. I'm so glad he never won an EPL medal. The only time he won is slipping Stevie G. You remember that slip?
Oh yeah, I also remember him in his last performance getting sent off in 30 seconds versus us. So I remember that too.
What an absolute idiot!
His biggest claim to fame at Old Trafford is scoring a goal and kissing a camera. So
I remember that one.
He could have that moment. It's fine, but yeah, it's just that's one thing that's so frustrating to us as United supporters, especially with the Donny situation, because we were all calling for Donny to come out and get released and actually play.
3 different managers.
Yes, and so it was just like, I don't know if it was because just he had Bruno and Pogba up in front of him. I don't know if it's because they're afraid that he won't hold the ball and play the style that the managers want to play. But people forget that this man was a Ballon d'Or candidate when he was at Ajax. Give him the chance. Let him play, build and set it up. And it seemed like that didn't happen, and another manager went and saw it. And so I am actually very happy for Donny that he finally got his chance. And so it's now the next question now comes in is what happens in the summer now with him?
A lot of United fans are actually watching Everton games now because of Donny. It is that bad. They're like, we want to see Donny. This is how United fans are. We want to see how Donny's playing because they just feel he hasn't been given that opportunity.
Correct.
He's not even had 5 games in a row. Not even in 2 years. Come on, bro. That's a bit harsh.
I mean, I understand it was only one match so far, and it was very exciting to watch. So the only thing I want to see now is more consistency, and that's it. Because I also think that a lot of teams weren't really scouted to see how he truly played because he didn't really get the chance in the EPL. So now I am curious to see, can he maintain it? And if he maintains it now, I don't want to hear any excuse about why Donny is not good enough to play for us now.
Exactly.
So that's all that I want to say on that, because I still think he could be a good United player. So
I feel so too. So with 2 points dropped over the weekend against Southampton at home, we have Brighton again. We have Brighton at Old Trafford again. What do you perceive in this? What do you hope for? What do you predict? Let's start with, what do you hope for in this game against Brighton tomorrow?
Well, I hope that we can finally
every night to play, right?
I hope that we can actually keep a clean sheet for De Gea, because De Gea has obviously been our best player all season. I know it's a broken record about him and his performances, but his clean sheet record does not reflect just how solid he has been for us at all, and he deserves a clean sheet at home. What I expect is going to happen is that Maguire is going to play, and he's going to let in probably Malpe or Welbeck come in and ruin that whole thought for me. So
I think so. I think Maguire's going to start. I'm sorry. I have a feeling he's going to start because that's the captain. But that guy can't lead a team out of a one-way road, let alone lead that great club. I'm being honest. Is that bad? This guy is that bad. I mean, I knew Valencia was not the greatest captain. I actually am, but this guy. But they tried.
But they tried. They put in an honest shift.
Yes.
And
guy, I don't know what to say.
It's like you could be having an off game. Okay, your passes may be off. You may not be shooting well, but do the other stuff. Track back, press, win the ball. Try to play the easy passes. You know, one thing is lacking, make up for it other ways. Show it with your heart. Go out there and leave it all on the pitch. And then in training you can work on those other things as well. But if you do that, then I think most United fans will say, okay, fine, you still put in that effort.
Exactly. So, what is your predicted score tomorrow? What would Devin predict?
You can hear the disgust as I say it.
So your prediction is 1-1.
This is freaking Manchester United at Old Trafford.
I know, right?
And 1-1. I'm saying with this team right now, because I just don't think that they can maintain a lead right now. Wow. And something's got to change, especially with Atletico Madrid coming up too.
After the Leeds game on Sunday.
Correct.
Atletico the following week.
And that's another thing too that I'm wondering if Ralph is going to tinker with the squad with that in mind. So
at this point, mate, you try and get as many points as you can. But the funny thing, right, is we're not even playing the big teams, mate. It's the Burnleys, the Southamptons, the Brightons. We can't even beat them, though, mate.
No, but then we will step up big time when we play the top 6 side, and all of a sudden look like a quality caliber team. I have noticed this with United for quite a few seasons now. It's that we seem to drop to the other team's level. So like if the other team comes up, steps up, and you know it's gonna be a big match, you get yourself hyped up for it. If it's just like another team, like, oh, we're just playing some team that's relegation threatened, like Newcastle. Not the away leg at Newcastle, which I think finished in a 1-1 draw too.
Again, right? Yeah.
So it's like there's a relegation threatened side, and you drop to the level after you beat them 4-1 at Old Trafford. Like what is the?
This is what I'm saying.
Why does this keep on happening? Why does this keep on happening? So
when I saw the fixtures into February and January, I thought low blocks, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. I was even thinking we could even sneak in third if Chelsea dropped, because at that point Chelsea were kind of off formish at a point.
Correct. When Ralph came, we thought it was a perfect run of fixtures. You figure out your team, get a couple of matches, tinker around with some systems, and be ready for Champions League. And
for a win to go, mate. Not even a win. So you predicted 1-1 because you are going to that point whereby it's at home again. The pressure, it seems these guys can't handle the mental pressure. So they score and they concede, heads drop, and the game's over. Then they try and huff and puff and huff and puff and puff. You could see when that Ronaldo goes disallowed, you could see the desperation. Did you see the way they clamored at the ref? Like, the six players were literally offside then. I like, what is wrong?
Every
But
single.
you could see the desperation, mate. They're just desperate to get to win a game. I see it, but it's like they'll score one, but they can't finish to put a second one. They're gonna concede, and it's always the poorest goals they concede. That guy, you had Delo marking two players. I mean, come on, mate. Come on.
Yeah, I don't see us winning this match. I see us drawing this match, but I see us beating Leeds though.
Leeds.
And that's just how I see it right now going on, because of the way that Leeds play with that constant all out attack, and United can play for that real perfect. Yes.
Wow.
But when you play that low block, for some reason, we're always in trouble.
So what we'll do a post match probably on Wednesday or Thursday, or by this Brighton game. Hopefully, it is not 1-1. I know it might be, but let's hope it's not. I'm just you see,
I hope
you still try to think that little positive, like, but it's Brighton, mate. It's Brighton.
I put this out there for everybody to say. I hope my prediction is wrong and that we win, which I can take down and say that okay, I accept that I was wrong, but I don't want to be known as that United fan that comes on and just says, bias, right, we're gonna win 6-0 every time.
You know, Bems, Houston Red Army, the controversial, he will tell you straight. He said, we are not winning a trophy for the next 3 years. No way. He said it. I said, God damn. But I don't blame him. It just the frustration of, I mean, think about it. We got knocked out of the Carabao Cup at home to West Ham. Knocked out the FA Cup at home to Middlesbrough. What does that tell? Those are the easiest trophies to win. Easiest trophies.
Well, it's even as controversial as the way we got knocked out of FA Cup, because I still think that was very unfair. That was clear as day to see. Even people that I know, even Liverpool fans, were like, wow. But at the end of the day, that's still no excuse for not finishing the other opportunities that we had. And that's another thing that has been so frustrating too. Just, you get your opportunities, even if they're few and far in between, you got to be finishing them, like, no matter what.
Does Pogba
or at least, yeah, Pogba's actually been playing very well. Right now, the thing I'm trying to figure out with Pogba is he playing well to try and get a new contract somewhere, or is he just playing up to the level that we expect from him? That is my only thing that I cannot figure out with Pogba. But either way, it's still good for us for the time being, because you know what, you're getting the best Paul Pogba right now.
McTominay, what's the last couple of games? What are you thinking? What are you seeing in this guy?
He's had some real good performances, and then some absolutely god awful performances as well. It's the inconsistency that is my biggest issue with him, because we've seen what he's capable of. Shoot, there was a time where he was hitting long balls better than anybody else in the team, like those long shots for a little while. And then it's just sometimes it's a little bit of rash decisions that are just not very smart. And maybe that's because he's still kind of young, so maybe that has something to do with it. But he needs a bit more consistency in the side, and we still need a proper defensive midfielder. How often have we been saying that too?
I mean, thank you, darling. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, as it is now, United have Brighton at home in front of 75,000. As you notice, the fans will still turn up. 5 minutes to go, United are still 1-1. They start to go home like, we see you next week for another draw. That's where United fans' headspace is. That is where United fans are. This game on Saturday was 6:30. It was 6:30 early. What time was it? 5:30, wasn't
it? It was 7:30 for me.
7:30 for you.
But you think about the fans, and especially out there in California, waking up 4:30 in the morning, and like you think about the fans, especially who are over in Asia, like for matches, and
Australia, Adam will tell you the same thing.
And they wake up in the middle of the night, and sometimes they even have to go to work and things like that. They wake up early and they're expecting to see something, like a good performance, and then they do that. Like, it's so it's so frustrating lately. It's not even funny.
It's not,
And
man. It's not.
I just, and the other thing is that I am trying to figure out is what is a sports psychologist doing there? Because is this like the point is to get them ready to play the matches, get their mentality right,
I think so, man. I think that's
separate
where we're at.
their off the pitch life from on the pitch life, so you
I
get the
think
best
that's what's
performance,
needed.
the correct mental state.
Mm-hmm.
And so they bring the sports psychologist in, and it just seems like they don't have like that drive about them to go out and finish the match and do the dirty work to finish it out.
Remember,
so I can't figure it out.
Listen, if that's what it takes to give them the husa, because I think half of them, the mental state is not it. Then they need to go and sit on a couch, sit on someone's couch, and meditate, and be zoned out, and tell them, you used to be one of the greatest of all time. You are a great player for United. That badge, when you see that badge, focus. They need to be. I think they know what we need to be. As you know, in IT, we have to reset the default settings.
Yes.
The United compatibility. That is where United need to be. They need to be reset individually. Okay, let's start with the factory settings. When you first came to the club, the hunger, the this and that, but it seems that drive is not there. So I did this. We did it on the pod recently. Right, back in the day when players came to United, they took them through the gallery of trophies. Look at trophies. This guy, you want to be like that. But these days, ask yourself, like, it's like these guys don't give a damn, mate. It's like some of them are saying to them it's just a job. It's just a job. I come in, do my job, I go home.
Yeah. It's like your passion is something else. You're just good at football, and that's just all that it is.
But don't you want to win medals? Something to win. Look at the City players. Look at that. They're always winning something.
Yes, and it's like they could be. And the other thing too is like all these leaks that come out from United. Oh, they're not happy with the training times. They're not happy with the philosophy. This player's falling out with this one and whatnot too. What other club are you hearing all these leaks come out?
Exactly my point. Why?
Regardless of if they are true or not, you still there are certain things that should stay in the dressing room no matter what.
Right.
And I can tell you right now, if I am a player and I know I have somebody like that in the dressing room, I'm not going to want to play with them. I won't pass them the ball. I won't do any of that stuff too. And it's like, because no, I don't trust you. There are certain things, especially from playing sports my entire life, there are certain discussions that you keep between teammates no matter what. And because you could also turn that moment, and I've experienced this, you could have a big falling out with somebody. You have the dressing room, you have your moment. You say, all right, you vent it out, fight it out, whatever it is, you talk about it, but you correct it and you move on. Next thing you know, you guys are celebrating together, winning a championship later
100%,
on.
Mate, 100%. So,
but when you bring in outside people and everyone's put their opinion in left and right, that messes up the entire thing.
Right. And we live in a social media environment. We live in a social media circle. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, social media wasn't existing. Remember, even when Beckham was messing around, Alex Ferguson, that was even then when, Beckham was the Pogba then, whereby instead of celebrity status and, I'm married to Porsche and all this, blah, I want to go to fashion. And Alex Ferguson was like, no. You could imagine that now. Imagine social media then compared to now. There was no social media actually like that. You know what I mean? Players still had to do what was needed. So add all that onto today's players. Oh, profile, my status, my following, my likes, my shares, my this, my that. Oh, I'm throwing a frisbee with my dog. Oh, he get 1 million likes for throwing a frisbee at his dog. It's like that's where we are, bro. That's where we are. Oh, I'm hanging from the tree. Look at my Porsche in the background. That's where we are, mate.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Your football career is not going to last forever. You have to be prepared for a life after football. I get all that. But while you are playing, your focus needs to be solely on this. And it rubs people the wrong way because was it Pogba or Lingard? It was one of them a couple seasons ago where it's like we had just lost a heartbreaking loss. And it was like right after the match, they're talking about, oh, come buy my new clothing line.
Yeah, that was Lingard.
Oh, jeez, yes. And it's like,
does he get it?
Like,
bro,
like, are you kidding? like you might not understand this, but I'm sure that you have a PR team that you hired to do stuff like that.
What's that? I mean,
And now you want to, like, this is the timing for this. You're gonna do this? Are you kidding me?
this is what I'm saying. They're all
Yes.
self-absorbed
And
about.
then the other issue. Sorry, this is something that that really bothers me. After some match or whatever, you get some essay that's like like 3 paragraphs long, talking about all this stuff. We're so sorry. We're gonna make it up. We're gonna make it up the next game.
We go again.
We know what it means to play for the badge. We're gonna do all this, and then you go out the next week and you do the same thing all over again. It's like,
And you know they didn't write that. You know they didn't write that themselves.
Oh, and that's another thing. You have some PR team. I remember Bruno's Bruno and that whole thing. So it's like, okay, yes, these words are all fine and dandy, but if you're truly sorry, make it up on the pitch the following week, and then you apologize in that post-match interview. This is the way I want to show that I am sorry for what happened last week. Now this is the level that we keep at. Okay, then they have a little bit more. The words have a little bit more bearing behind them. But I'm a big believer in talk is cheap, and I believe that in all aspects of life. Yes.
I'm gonna ask you this question. Do you think Ole spoils these players, this group of players? Do you think Ole over pampered them? So now it's hard for them to come out of these habits to work harder. Do you think?
Some of the players, yes. I think Ole played favoritism, and it also enables some of the players right now. I think some of the players were already enabled as they came, and I think a lot of that started when the players were getting these big contracts that they definitely did not deserve, and they would not get anywhere close to any other club. And I think that's kind of where it started.
Wow. So, because as you know, RANGNICK he said and stated that the players would need to work extra training in the evening, and Maguire was the first that he has to get used to training in the evening. I'm thinking you're on 200,000 a week.
You are the captain of Manchester United, and you come out with a comment like that.
Now you see why I said this guy's one of the worst captains I've ever seen in United.
Is
that kind of mentality?
Could you imagine Roy Keane or Brian Robson coming out to the press and saying that? But the second that he heard any other players, even the dressing room, complaining about, he would have stitched it up properly. He would have made sure they were the first ones in there and last ones to leave. So and so because there's levels to this leadership thing, and
there is levels. It's not about arranging a tea party. There's more to arranging a tea party than managing being a captain of Man United. If it's because he arranges everyone, we're gonna go to the party today. That's bollocks. They could pay a clown to do that, blindfolded clown to do that for you, and for free, mate. And these guys, man, please. I don't want to go. I don't want to use this today as a rant at Maguire, because that would take a whole show. Our effort now is tomorrow's game, the game we've just lost. It feels like a loss these days. It just feels like a loss.
Yes.
The 2 points we're dropping every week. It just, and the teams around us, West Ham and Arsenal and Spurs, it's like we can't even draw away from them. We're still stuck in the same spot.
Yeah. We get our opportunity and then we blow it. And then we sit there and we blow our opportunity. We have to pray for them to blow it, and somehow they blow it too.
Against the small team, bro.
Yeah, you need to bring out that winning mentality. You need to bring out that mentality where you are like, Jesus, like Maguire needs to watch some videos of Vidic to see what it really means to be a United defender.
But I think
you put your all on the line and all that. Yeah.
I think sometimes you got to admit there's some footballers who are literally not good enough to be playing at United. So
I was going
no
to
matter
say that
how
too.
much they dress it, regardless of his nationality, on a normal reality check, he's not good enough. Honestly, I'm just sorry. That is where it is.
It goes into, like, for example, I don't think that Ji-sung Park was the most skillful player.
No.
But I also will say that he is a Manchester United legend.
Oh,
three long Park says it all. And so that tells you something.
Was Lampard the most skillful player in Chelsea? No, he wasn't. But he put in a shift every week.
And so that's the difference right there. Like you might not be able to sit there and play keepy ups and play elasticos all game long. But if you put in a performance and you can take out the other team's main player, or you sit there and you just run, and you put in the effort, and the team because it will inspire the players around you as well too. So you sit there and you're trying to go out there and you're trying to inspire the team right now, and you're the captain and you keep on saying all these things that we need to improve. Oh, we're ranting about him again. And then you put
I
mistakes
said,
in, and
it
then you
just
put in
comes to your
mistakes in
mind like
yourself.
that.
It's like I can tell you right now, if you're my captain, I'm not taking you seriously. And that's just what it comes down to.
That's what I'm saying.
I just don't think he's good enough for Manchester United.
So, like Richard used to say, and I always call Richard from UK. He said, 80 million must be the biggest scam of English football transfer. That an investigation needs to be opened on how the Queen Sterling's was paid that much to a guy who is that bad. You think about it. He's never won anything in his career before he joined United. He's the first player to be relegated with two different teams in the same team. The team he signed got relegated. The team he got loaned to got relegated the same season. It tells you a lot, mate. You think about it. Even at Leicester, he wasn't the leader there. So how this guy became the captain of this great club, it baffles me.
And this is like it's another thing where I would say, well, with the exception of recent performances from Paul Pogba, reminds me of some players save their best performances for the national side. Because when he plays for England, he looks like a proper defender.
England. Really? When he plays for England, I saw when he did that celebration. Remember that one he slid on the floor doing this? Evil Keane said, "How dare you?"
Oh, what was it, San Marino or something like that?
See, this is what I'm saying. You see where the headspace is? You score a goal against San Marino, you glide on the knees, saying you're back. What the? But it was, out of it, mate.
But it's also coming back to where it's like you hear about Paul Pogba for France, and you see everyone like, yo, you got a player there coming, like he's real good, and we're like, yeah, we're waiting to see that player at Man United on a consistent basis. So, and that's just where I think there needs to we need to go back to the mentality of where, like, the Manchester United players back in England's golden generation, they put Manchester United over England all day long.
100%. 100%.
And sometimes they even when they went to the England side, they stay within their cliques from their.
Yeah, you remember there used to be a time.
Yeah,
even Beckham said it. Man United Liverpool players, they didn't speak to each other during the game. They would pass the ball. When the game is over, they go there separate. He said they went for different exit doors, mate. They did not, because of the rivalry between Man United and Liverpool. And this was a Liverpool team that was. They were average back in the day. You remember the 90s? They were average, mate. Bang average. But now, like we said, football has changed. These days, they're all shaking hands with each other. They all go to. It's like,
they're all swapping shirts on the pitch. They're hugging after you just played your arch rivals and you just got destroyed, and all that too. And you're just sitting there. If you want to swap shirts, your mates with the boy, whatever, fine. Do that away from the cameras. Do that in the dressing room. Do that in the.
That's why Keane was like, how dare you guys? He said he could not see himself hugging a City player. No, mate. He said you cross that line, it's war, mate. We ain't friends.
For those 90 minutes, no, we are going and we're giving it our all. But after the match, okay, fine, whatever. But during that match and all that, no, you can't be going half-assed into because it's your boy, whatever, like that. No. You need to be going straight through and all that, no matter what.
Right. Quickly, Mason Greenwood now. Where do United stand with Mason Greenwood? What do you think is going wrong there? Do you think he's done for the season, as in it's all over? Because Nike pulled the contract.
So Nike pulled the contract. I don't think United can do anything until he's formally charged or convicted. But at the same time, you can't also just bring him right back into the side because that's a PR disaster.
Oh, 100%, mate.
So
even the female rights are like
the only way that he comes back into the United side is if he is absolutely cleared of all accusations.
Charges, right.
And that's the only way. And with that being said, if it's found that all of it is true, he never should be able to kick a ball again. And so I want to make that ground very clear. Because obviously we don't know all the evidence. Yes, done. We don't know all the evidence on it. But I think any man that puts hands on a woman is no man. Is no man.
A coward.
Yes, and that's just how I feel personally. But at the same time, he deserves his day in court because if it's not true, deserves to go right back into the side. But
Right.
time will tell. Time will tell what will happen.
We're already in February, going into March. See, bro, it's only 14 games left for the season. 14 games, the season's over.
Yeah. May is right around the corner. 3 months away, and we're at the end of the season.
Season's over.
Yes.
A season that started with so much promise because it came out like Ronaldo will be the final piece of this jigsaw puzzle. We had Sancho. You had Varane.
Yes.
All we needed was a CDM. If we had just gone a CDM,
my
then
goodness.
I think
my goodness.
we should have been able to match.
I was so excited for this season. Like when it started, like even it got to the point when, as soon as I saw Ronaldo signed, I think
your league title challenge.
I bought tickets. I went over for his first match back. I was so excited.
I saw your picture there, bro.
Flew out just for the weekend.
I said this brother went for the actual arrival of the king, mate.
Yes, like it was so excited to be there. And he had a hero's welcome, and he performed like a king. And we're up there, we're all on such a cloud high. And like honestly,
it was like a Hollywood return, bro.
It feels like it feels like the high point of the season. Like you had Burna Boy, you had Stormzy, you had all these people coming in ready to see something great, and you thought, okay, this is gonna be the catalyst for the season. Yeah, boy, we look like real contenders now. And then it all just.
I think when we started going wrong. City, Liverpool, Aston Villa home.
No, yeah. I think it was that Everton draw where it started going downhill. Where it was people were talking about they took Ronaldo on the bench, and then he came off the bench, but he couldn't produce enough to get that result. And people started questioning, started seeing little cracks in there, and then it just slowly went downhill from that.
I mean, we still. You think about how long have United been looking for CDM? It must be
how many seasons now? Jesus.
Exactly.
Yes.
Is it that they can't see that Matic hasn't got the leg, but they keep playing Fred and McTominay? I mean, we used to say this: you keep playing two players to do the job of one man, which makes you short up front because you're pulling two guys back to do the job of one player to sit in front of the back and babysit the back. I would have taken Neves from Wolves long time ago.
I just think it was an Ed Woodward special. Keep on putting Band-Aid fixes on things because maybe the player that you want is too expensive, so you try to find solutions elsewhere that might save you money. How many times did we hear Jose Mourinho talk about that? So it's coming out now that it's still seasons later on, where it was okay. We knew that we needed a CDM. But then it was just the opportunity for Ronaldo to come back. And of course, they're thinking from a marketing perspective and those shirt sales and how boost the brand and all that too. And it's like, oh, we need a CDM. Yeah, let's go for that. Prioritize that. Oh, Ronaldo's available. Yeah, throw that all out the window. Let's go. And that's not meant to be as a slight in any way towards Ronaldo. We all know how great Ronaldo is. But we needed a CDM more than anything else.
Yes.
And that was the missing piece.
Yes,
it's been the missing piece for years.
This team is not equipped enough to play with Ronaldo, honestly, because I remember what Ferguson used to tell Giggs, he used to tell Scholes, he used to tell Beckham, if your job is to find Nistelrooy and you can't find him, then you're not doing your job. That's simple. That's your job, to find Nistelrooy, find Van Persie, find Colin York. That's your job. But if you know United, we don't play with wingers properly. We don't. We play inverted guys. Okay, so look at the Sancho situation. We bought Sancho. They played him on the left. We were crying for a right side midfield all this year. We had Diallo didn't come in. Pelistri didn't come in. So you they even brought in Mata to play on the right. Then Lingard. So you know what? This problem has been there. We're just carving over the cracks, but they keep saying, oh, we came second, we came third. Those just papered over the cracks.
Correct.
About it. It's not like we were second, like 1 point beneath. No, we were like, yeah, second. But when Mourinho said it, remember when Mourinho said,
"It's the greatest achievement."
we were laughing like, how dare you? And that team was not even as good as this team. This team's one of the best collectively on paper. Think about it. Go for the players compared to what Mourinho had. We've not still won us trophies. This Ole could not win a single trophy in 3 years. Not one. Not even the Carabao Cup, bro. Not one. Come on, bro. Damn. So you know what? I'm not gonna talk Ole because it's done, it's past. But I think he had too many flaws that, because of his legendary status, we overlooked a lot. Like I said, the favoritism was so much. Players who didn't deserve to play got constantly played. You're off form, you're still getting picked. You're off form, you get off. And come on. So do you think the guys who are always training and see like, this guy ain't playing well? How do I get in the team? He will pick the same players over and over. So it's a bad, it's a complete mess, mate. So on that note, we've spoken to Devin from Tampa saying, his prediction, he hopes United don't draw tomorrow. But what he can see from everything going on so far, 1-1 Newcastle, 1-1 Burnley, knocked out by Middlesbrough, 1-1 Southampton, Brighton, another team. These teams are all beat the last 5 teams in the league, and we can't even get 3 points, home or away. That's where we are. So I'm going to leave you the last word, Devin. I know I asked you the score. 3 points or 1 point tomorrow?
Optimistically, as a United fan, 3 points. Realistically, 1 point.
I like it. Realistically. Optimistic. It is what it is, brother. Well, fans, viewers, thank you for watching and joining us today. We're speaking to Devin from Tampa, Houston Supporters Club. Devin, where can you also do another show? Where can viewers find you?
Yes, so we actually have a YouTube channel, so you will find us at the United Hour. We will actually be streaming live later on today, so feel free to tune in, subscribe, and share. So
thank you very much. So you heard, you could join him, you could find Devin on the United Hour. Tune in, follow his channel as well. Devin, an absolute pleasure again, once again. Hopefully, when we do the post-match and looking ahead for Leeds, probably we will come back and say, see, your optimistic prediction works. But if it is the realistic way, we're going to say, we keep moving on.
I just hope, what I pray for is that we see a whole bunch of comments, people. Yeah, Dev, you were wrong. You see that? You see that? We won. You were wrong.
I will take 1-0.
That's what I hope for. So we shall see.
It's that bad. I will take a 7-6 victory. 7-6. I will take that at this point. Bro, it's got to that point. Even 10-9. Just 3 points. Anyhow.
Just 3 points. Just 3 points. Yes.
At least at home. You think about all those people who travel. And not everyone comes from England to watch United. Bro?
Yes, I've done it. I know.
You went across the pond, mate.
But it's to say, and to me, it's yes, even though I traveled across the pond to do it, that still makes me no different than the fan who's waking up in the middle of the night religiously for every single match, that wants to sit there and they plan their entire day around it. Maybe they have to sacrifice sleep. Maybe they know their day is gonna be like a real like they have to drag on the entire day. It's the same thing as me being able to travel over there. It's the same thing.
Back in the day, I used to drive from London to Old Trafford, 3 hours, wake up early, but it was your money's worth. You knew.
Yes.
Going to Old Trafford, there was 3 points, there was drama. We fought to the last and we're getting 3 points. We barely lost games, but even if United lost, they gave the all. You could see like, all right, you know what?
Yes.
They were unlucky. But when you lose and you play badly, it hurts more. The drive home. But you know what? United, they fought. The goalkeeper was on form, but they fought to the very end. So you don't feel too bad. That is the difference. But, they say you could change. I'm going to say this again. You could change your relationship. You could change your boyfriend and your girlfriend. You could change your religion, but you can't change the club you support. You can't.
Yes.
Who am I going to go support now? Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea. It can't. You know what? We're literally stuck. That's the problem.
Well, it's also it's from following football for as long as I have. It's something I didn't really start seeing until I got a little bit older. When I was younger, I didn't think that way. You see this happen in waves, and it happens to all the clubs. You go through your great periods, you go through your rebuilds, you go through your absolute your absolute horrible periods. But you know what else I say about this? This is where you find out who the real fans are. It's real, and that's something that I take real true to heart, because I also then find out, like, real quick, whose opinions I actually care about when people message me trying to make fun of the club or speak this and that and whatever. So I find out real quick, like, okay, so you're actually a real fan. All right, I'll take your opinion, legit. But else you're just talking like, yeah, whatever. Okay.
Oh boy, sometimes when United get beaten, you had the rival fans. You have to deal with it, mate. It is, this club has taken us through the
it's even you hear about it from some United fans as well too. So and that's just like I said.
I stopped engaging them on. You see the Facebook. I went on Facebook just 2 days ago. Oh, they said that useless CR7 SHIT. He needs. I said, you know what? That's cold. But you're gonna watch Champions League next week, right? Take all those goals for Champions League. We will not even be seeing Champions League, bro, because we've not left. So I would say people need to watch what they say, and I get it. Yeah, of course, I get it. But you got this. Oh, it's all tap-ins. Somebody's got their bets. There's got to be someone to put the tap-ins in, right?
Hey, you know what? The ball's in the back of the net. I don't care. I don't care how it gets there. Just put it in the back of the other team's net and keep it out of ours.
Hit the goalkeeper.
That's all. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, it's only a deflection. So what? It's in their net.
It all counts. But
just put it legitimately in the goal. That's all. That's all that we ask for.
I put my point there. Sometimes, you know what, you look at some comments, you want to respond like, not today, mate. I ain't got. You know what I have to keep a mindset of all the time now. Whatever you put on the internet is there forever. Do you want to be looking back on yourself X amount of years down the line for whatever reason it is, and you come back and you see some comment and you're like, well, what was I thinking there? There you go.
So that's what I have. That's what I remind myself all the time, no matter what I'm doing on the internet. And it's been something that's helped me out a lot, and it stopped me from saying a lot of things. So
I hear you, brother. Yes. I hear you, bro. Well, we've come to that time of the day. End of the show. Devin, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. The fans know where to find you. Really appreciate you. So hopefully we'll catch up again this week. Hopefully we'll have something positive to say. If not, we'll just keep talking till the next game and we'll take it from there. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join us on our channel, on our drive to take us to the 4K direction. We really appreciate you. And we'll keep bringing you the best content we can. Devin, thank you so much, brother. We shall see you in our next game. From us,
thank you.
Goodbye and good night. Take care, brother.
And thank you so much for having me on again.
You're welcome, brother. I really appreciate it. You take care, bro. We'll see you soon. Take care, bro. Thanks. Bye.